Hello, welcome to Demo Days. Here we're gonna give Crown Gambit a try. Play as 3 intrepid paladins through a terrible war of succession to save a sinister medieval kingdom from political turmoil. Pick a side amongst noble families to choose the future monarch and crush those who stand in your way through board-shattering tactical card combat. Developers Wild Wits, publisher Prodigious Originals. It's an RPG strategy with dynamic narration and adventure. Let's hop right in and give it a shot here. We're just gonna start a new game. Story, normal, or paladin. We are going to go normal. The classic Crown Gambit experience. Some episodes will be demanding. Heroes and enemies will have balanced HP, no strength bonus, and major enemies start the combat normally. Confirming difficulty setting. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Is the outside clear? It seems there's no one. The kid wasn't ready to leave yet, Mr. Rollo. We'll wait for them a bit. Alright, let's figure out what's going on here. Hail, Rollo! Were you not a fisherman before? Do you know anything about our destination? Or poor? I've heard of it, but never been there. It's a small village. They get by, I heard. Maybe they say it's a small village? I wonder what could the royal family have to do there. I am curious to know too. Why were we chosen to escort them even though we are novices? I am as curious as you are, Hale. We could ask Sir Alphonse when here they come. Neptos the second king of Meodred. It has been so long since I last slept on straw. We shall provide you with a better bedding in or per my lord. Lower thy voice, paladin. By no means shall anyone in this inn know about our mission. Do not concern yourself with my comfort. I shall make do with what we have the coming nights. I did find these beddings were quite pleasant. They got so used to padded mattresses and feather pillows. Cut the palaver, paladins. You can talk about betting later. Training shall resume now. Let's see how proficient your mentors made you. Alright, let's get into some of this gameplay. I'm a sucker for card-based games in general, so I'll never say no to giving one a shot. Show me what you can do, novices. On guard. Alright, so it's my turn. What are we doing here? Select one of your paladins by clicking on its card. Once selected, your paladin can perform one of the following actions: a move, a simple attack, or an encouragement. Alright. Move your paladin. To move your paladin, click on an empty adjacent tile. To attack an adjacent enemy, click on its card. The inflicted damage is equal to the strength of the paladin. Value shown on the top left. Okay. To encourage an adjacent paladin, click on its card and then select the encourage option. The ally will receive a +1 strength bonus for 1 turn. Each of these actions consumes an action point of the selected paladin. You can check the amount of action points for a character in the top right corner of its card. Alright, pretty straightforward. So we got 4 paladins here. Alphonse seems the weakest. Let's move Eliza up here. Let's move Hale up here. Oh, this is an enemy. Oh, alright, let's just beat the crap. Oh, right. Alphonse is the one who wants to test us. So let's just beat him up. He's got 15 armor, 80 health. We haven't even touched him yet. Once all of your paladins have finished their actions, the enemy play their turn. Okay. Easy peasy. He's only got 2 damage. Come on, novices. You can do much better than that. Every paladin has a unique deck of skill cards. These skill cards enable them to perform a more powerful and varied actions than the basic ones. Each round, your paladins draw a number of skill cards equal to their draw stat, value shown by hovering over the draw button in the bottom left corner of the screen. To play a skill card, select it by clicking on it first, then click on a valid target for the skill. This action also consumes an action point. Skill cards remain in the paladin's hand at the end of their turn, are discarded. Oh, remaining in it. Okay. When the deck is empty, the discarded cards are shuffled and returned back to the deck. Alright. So, deals 9 damage to an adjacent enemy. If the target has bleed, inflicts vulnerability. Recovers 9 HP, but suffers bleed. Deal 9 damage to an adjacent enemy and applies bleed. So let's bloodlet here. Give him some bleed. And then let's use weak spot to now give him vulnerability. And then everyone else should do more damage to him. Let's see what you've got. Deal 7 damage and applies 1 vulnerability. Gain untouchable. Deal 7 damage to the target no matter where it is on the board. Alright, let's do chain. See if we can stack vulnerability. And then what is this guy? Restores 6 HP to the target regardless of the location. Each adjacent character suffers blinded and deals 8 damage if the target has armor 4 otherwise. So they don't have armor anymore, so let's make them blind. I assume adjacent is up, down, and not diagonal. Yes, okay. So they currently are blinded. I can't hover over the things on the left. Can I click? Oh, I can, okay. So vulnerability, the next attack that targets the character deals 25% additional, they bleed, and they're blinded, deals less 33% less damage. Okay. So now we're just gonna, let's see, we can do 4 damage. We might as well do the 7. Just do as much as we can, right? And then here, you do 3 damage. We could deal 4, but let's just keep that for now. Maybe he has a move that armors up later, and it'll be better to do the 8 damage there. Alright, that's enough for today. Remember to keep your knees supple and to practice the precision of your strokes. Excuse me? At ease, novices. I don't need you telling me how to stroke, sir. Alphonse, why are those here with us? Your father tasked me to finding reliable and discreet paladins to accompany him to Orpura, your majesty. Our 3 new recruits were exactly the paladins required for this quest. But you're the strongest of them all. Why would you need them? Worry not, my little prince. We shall protect you. Do not call me little prince. Soon I'll celebrate my 8th spring. I'll finally be allowed to bear my own sword, and my father will never need guardians like you anymore. Quiet, my prince. You will have to be patient before you can wield the sword. Even I wouldn't know what to do with it. I only know how to fight with my anchor, and even then it took me a full year to learn a few combat tricks. Ha! You know nothing anyway. Oh, we can let the king intervene or politely point out his rude demeanor, or with this character, call him to order. Okay. So this is like a little, choose your own RPG adventure here. Let's call him to order, the little shit. He needs some discipline. Careful with that tongue, kid. Anyone else could have taken it the wrong way. Paladin, show respect to your prince. That being said, your mentor should reassert the very fundamentals of decorum, my child. Members of the royal family must show great deference to our devoted members of the Paladin Corps. You truly disappoint me, my child. I allow you to accompany me on this journey, but I shall not stand for your puerility. Damn. What's that lout looking at? Wait, the royal family here? We need to depart. Keep your nose to your business. Let's go. That man must have overheard us. We need to depart promptly. My apologies, my lord. That commoner could spread the news of our presence here. We cannot risk anything, not on a mission of such importance. I concur. Take him away and do what needs to be done, Paladin. The idea is unpleasant, but our quest cannot be undone. So many lives are at stake. Very well, sire. Hey, what are you? Oh, they just murked that dude. You killed an innocent? Nah, we're gonna... I'm getting the vibes that maybe, but not saying words is the best. Everyone will believe that poor fellow was slain by highwaymen paladins. Nothing to cry about. Let us leave. You know... I don't know, man. A little spoopy. Alright, what is this? So, Sir Alphonse's reputation is spotless. Teacher to teacher. Poor kid. How I invent... So, what do I choose? Let's go with the psycho who killed an innocent dude. You said we were obviously the most qualified for this quest, but there's nothing obvious about choosing the 3 youngest and most inexperienced paladins to escort the king outside the capital. Something tells me the youngest and most inexperienced would be the ones most likely to not question him murdering some innocent dude. Hard to deceive, aren't you, Lady Bloodcrest? I am a lady no more, sir, but a paladin. Forgive me. About your inquiry, you are a very rare sight among the Paladin Corps. individuals not married in court intrigues and political schemes. You might be the only people I can trust to keep our journey a secret. I see. Was I right to believe so? You can trust us. We shall honor the trust you put into us. Halt! I heard something. Sir Rollo, behind you. Okay, this is like a little visual novel with card game elements. I'm digging that. Before starting a battle, you can swap the positions of your paladins. Click on the first paladin, then click on the paladin you wish to swap with. You can open your inventory to view your paladin skill cards. Change paladins by clicking on the corresponding banner on the right. Okay. In the inventory, you can check out active and passive skills of your paladins. Switch the tabs by clicking on them. Eventually, you'll also be able to modify the composition of your paladin's deck by excluding certain skill cards. However, you'll have to wait until you've unlocked some new cards. Once paladins are in position, click on the start button to launch the battle. Okay. So I've got Eliza here, Eliza, Hale, and Rollo. So can I move? No, I can only swap. I can't like move them into another spot. So I'm gonna swap the healer and Rollo here because this is the bandit leader, so he probably does more damage. This guy does 0 damage allegedly. Otherwise, what was the other thing I could do? It was like adjust your deck. So I could disable a skill if I want, which is interesting. All allies on Eliza's line and herself move on and adjacent. I think that's a typo. Okay, so I cannot disable any cards. Okay, skills, passives. Every time Hale finishes off enemy, he gains hit points. Recovers half of its max armor at the end of each battle. If no damage was inflicted at the end of the turn, grants vivacity, which grants an additional action in the next round. Okay. So let's start this battle. This is nothing but a bunch of small fry. Take care of these brigands while I protect His Majesty and the Prince. On guard. Alright. You've drawn cards with modifiers. There are 3, free, reserve, and starter. Free cards do not consume action points. They can still be played even if the paladin has no action points left. Reserve cards are not discarded at the end of the turn if they have not been played and remain in the paladin's hand. They do not affect the number of cards drawn in the following round. Starter cards are automatically drawn during the first round of play, in addition to the skill cards normally drawn, so you always start the battle with them. Okay. So, let's move to any... Okay, fall back, recovers 9 HP but suffers bleed. Alright, let's just bibbity bop this guy. And then here we can... Oh, it has to be adjacent, right? Okay. What else do we have? Swap positions with an ally. So this one does not need to be adjacent. So I'm going to swap places with this one. And then I'm just going to bop him. And that should kill him. I can deal 8 damage if they have armor. They do have armor. So let's do that. Boom! Alright, I like that little effect, like the little, you know, mace coming out of it and slamming into him. Deal 7 damage on a target, gain untouchable. What is untouchable? Prevents the user from losing more than 10 life points per attack. Okay. Swap places with an adjacent ally. Alright, let's just whip this bad boy into shape here. And then smack him. We could swap, but I'm not going to. So skip around. Okay, so I just end it now. Okay. So obviously something weird happened there. When it's your paladin's turn to play, you can decide at any time to end their turn by pressing the skip button at the bottom right of the screen. A long press is required. Yep, got that. Probably should have that instruction earlier. I can't move back here. Something, I don't, he knocked me back and now I can't get there. So, oh, is this a bug? Am okay, I think this is a bug. I think I'm actually in this spot, but it just looks like I've moved. That's very funny. Alright, let's just apply poison to this bad boy and then smack him a few times. And that's the leader, donezo. What else can we do? We could deal 9 damage. Alright, let's do bloodletting, and then let's do the weak spot, and that should end it. Oh no, we can't. But that'll do it. Maybe? Maybe. No, because I only have 1 point of... I can move up here, and that's pretty much it. That was a weird bug. A visual bug here. Not game breaking, though. And that's it. We dispatched the bandits. I like the music. I like the aesthetic of this game. Those were rookies. Paladins do not celebrate so soon. We cannot stay here. Let us condemn those bandits' attack on the nobility. Those guys don't respect anything, not even the lords who protect them. They got what they deserve. At least the roads are more secure now. Alright, Rollo gets closer to the nobility. Hey, you there, halt. Oh, what did I do? Oh no. Oh, I clicked Alphonse, which brings me to like an Alphonse page. Goberto Noena de Pimprenel at your service. What is it? This guy's like a sword? I can recognize a troop of paladins when I see one, you know. Can't fool me, ha. You can hide behind your precious relics all you want. My nose don't lie. I am as good as the king in mind detection of magical artifacts. What is it you want? Well, you see, my dear fellows. Whoops, I accidentally clicked through that one. Ha. Well, we may never know what he wants. Alright, so we're just searching in different areas. Let's search in a thicket. That sounds like a good place to search. Ah, rabid dogs, they are unto me, to me. Alright, let's get rid of these rabid dogs. I typically don't like killing pets, not pets, animals in games, but you know, it is what it is here. So let's swap these two and start the battle. Where's my little weirdo that I just became friends with? He should be here too, considering we're coming to save his ass. Let's apply this vulnerability and do this damage. Vulnerability up front is probably the best option. I don't know what shaken does. I could do this. Next turn the character has 1 less action. Okay. Let's do that. Right now they have 2. Next turn they only have 1. Awesome. And now let's move. Let's see. This is free. Moves to any empty adjacent tile. So let's do that. She should keep 2 of her action points here. And now I could really just do some damage. Let's apply some bleed and do some damage to this top guy. How much damage does the bleed do is the real question. 3. So they should die at the beginning of their turn. And then hail here, I can restore HP. All effects suffered by the target ally are removed, both positive and negative. Alright, let's just go here, smack him once, and let's give him strength. I don't really know what that does. Okay, it just increases their attack by 1. I'm not sure that's... Why is that worth it? I guess if I didn't want this person to be exposed, I can have them do that from afar. Because otherwise it doesn't make... Oh, and it's only for that turn that they did it. Interesting. So you want to do it first. I was going to say, like, I'd rather just him do 3 damage than him do 1 extra damage. That doesn't really make any sense. But I guess based on the positioning of the board, it might make sense to... Damn. It was supposed to do that bleed damage at the beginning of their turn. Huh. Maybe I misread that. Let's see. This is bleed. Takes 3 damage at the beginning of their turn. So that's bugged as well, because that dog was bleeding 3, had 3 health, and still went through their entire turn. But, you know, hey, this seems like it's still a work in progress. It's a version 0.2, so they're pretty early, and it is what it is, you know. Let's go here and then cause some bleeding here. And let's just check. Takes 3 damage at the beginning of their turn. Yes, that's exactly what I thought it does. So let's, well, actually, I want to apply this poison as well. And then the poison lose 10% of their max health at the beginning of the next turn. I mean, okay, so let's test this, right? So the bleed is specifically at the beginning of their turn. The poison is at the beginning of the next turn. I don't know if that means something differently, but they're at 4 HP. So if it is at the beginning of the next turn, they should die. I'm just testing it here. Yeah, I think it's specifically the end of the turn. I don't think that that card text is accurate with bleed and poison, because that's the end of their turn and they're taking the damage. And we also took that damage at the end of our turn, so I don't know. I guess that's a bug probably, right? Either a bug or a typo, one way or another. They never saw it coming, filthy mutts. Gilberto. Poor traveler, the wounds are too deep. One less problem to worry about. He had the nose to guess who we were, but probably not the wit to keep it to himself. May he rest in peace at the side of the Anzao, deity of death, okay, and the Azertor, god of gods, all-powerful lord of wind and seas. Worry about the fate of the king and prince. Pity the traveler. Poor guy, what's his name? Gilberto Neonind of Pimperville. You deserve better, Pimpernel. We should bury this man. This is the will of Azerto. We should bury this man. This unlucky man deserves a proper funeral. There is no time to bury him. The more we stay on the road, the more we risk being discovered. Let us pick up the pace, please. Get to Orpur as soon as possible. It's the utmost of importance. I fear we have already lost too much time. Sire, let us depart. Okay. Okay, so there's a little like mapping thing here. I'm assuming at some point there might be some splits. Let's just click this and see what happens. So there's a person, and we can ignore. Continues the journey. Paladins will not be able to talk to this character again. Starts a conversation with this character. Yeah, let's see what they're about. And then I smash the Josmung with anchor and... Oh, a sea monster. Wait, I heard something. We should check. Squeak! Well, valiant sir, scared of rats? Alright, let's get moving. Forget about it, please. Okay, so it wasn't a character to talk to. It was just an event, essentially. Alright, and this is a healer. So we go here. We don't have any... Oh, I guess Eliza has damage. So we can enhance, increase max health by 1. 1 is very conservative as far as a buff goes. Fully heals any paladin, heal all paladins. So let's fully heal Eliza here, who is the only one who's really hurt. And then there's a random event. So let's talk to this old crone. Jezebel, old lady of the woods, looking an awful lot tired. Indeed, it has been a long day. Why don't you stop and rest a bit? Got some fresh plonk, and not too foul at that. Are you offering us a drink just like this? I'm a generous soul, you see. I'll always share a drink. Don't you want a taste? Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, sure, fuck it. Let's do it. We gladly accept your offer. Garazdor bless you, deity of abundance, sharing the poor and the infirm. Sorry, my lords, this wine has a peculiar taste. They received the poison effect. What's that? Don't like it? You are a keen observer. Enough now. You did enough damage with that liquor. Well, ain't too charming, are ya? You help and you get the kicks these days. You have our thanks. Now get lost. Well, ain't too happy to skip that stuff. Me too. Come, Hale. We must stay on the road. Alright, alright. Yeah, so I don't. This game is like it's nice. It's like a little adventure book game, right? I don't know. You're just going through. After a short journey, our heroes arrive to an unknown location. It looks like you have some decisions. There's pop-ups about getting closer to the people and to the royalty, so there is some intrigue there. And you know, I don't know how that would present itself, you know, in gameplay. What that actually means at the end. And does it mean you break away from the royalty here and go about your own journey? Do you ever separate, or is this really about the journey with the royalty? But this reminds me of oh, I can't remember game. Like there are elements of what's the game that changed like 60 times? Oh man, I can't remember it off the top of my head. Inscription. It reminds me of the board game in Inscription a little tiny bit, you know? With a little, the combat is a little more complicated. So we're leveling up here, and we regain all our armor. We gain a little bit of health. And new skill unlocked. So let's check out what this new skill is. So select a skill to unlock. Utilitarian attack and defense. So we can apply 6 drain, which removes 1 health point per drain charge from the target and restores the same amount to the caster. After playing the skill, the card will be removed from the deck until the end of the fight. Banish. Okay. The swerve is deals 3 damage in front of her, then moves back 1 tile. Okay. And then rush of blood. Target ally gains 1 action point. That's pretty good. So we'll give that one an unlock here just to see. And then Rolo and the target ally gain +2 draw. Deals 6 damage to target 2 tiles away in the same column and puts it 1 tile closer. And then recover 6 armor. Sure. And then all allies draw +1 for the next round. Deals 5 damage to an adjacent target and places burnt on the target cell. Inflicts burning to the character on the cell at the end of the round. And then gains 9 armor. I noticed that like I lost my armor and there was not really a good way to gain it. So, okay, look at this giant map. So we're in Orpur Village. You can go this way. But it looks like there's going to be a lot more to do here. So on your feet, let's get through this. I kind of want to see more of what the gameplay is. Okay, so here we are. There's like branching paths. You can choose which one to go down. And you know, there's a little sneak peek of what it is. If you, I don't know what triggers, whether you can see it or not. Let's see. Very, I mean, kind of like Hades-like, right? Very roguelite-ish in these newer roguelites. I don't think this is a roguelite, but okay, so we can go to a healer. We don't need that, so let's go to the shrubbery. Let's engage. The Amber Pearl, now that was a ship. So Rolo here is a ocean dude, sailor with the anchor and everything. A Hale, clearly a healer, some type of monkish person. Alright, I kind of want to see, like, is there a boss? I don't know. Like, what are we working up to here? I'm interested to see. So we get to the village. Alright, this is where our destination was. We're in the village. The alderman's house must be close. There's a large building. It's starting to rain. I don't want to get soaked. Let's see. So we're at the Burgomaster. Ah, the Burger Man. Mr. Mickey D's himself. Yes, come in. I've added wood to the fire. Let's get in here. You have my gratitude for your warm welcome. Can it be the king, his majesty, in my house? Our time is limited. The sooner we get this matter behind us, the better. Comes, what you need is in my back room. Paladins wait here. It should not take long. Alright. And the paladin definitely doesn't want to leave the lord alone, but the king is like, nah dude, I'm the king. Let's go watch the surroundings. You know, our big papa there should take care of the interior. Let us go to the exterior. And he's like, nah, fuck that. We're going outside. Let's just check the houses, you know? What are people doing? Let's look inside people's windows. Alright, a little bit of characterization with Rolo being near sea villages. Hey, watch where you're going, you bunch of seagulls. You're gonna entangle me in nets, Yolanda. Scold her, apologize. Let's apologize. My bad. Yeah, you better be. That'd be really helpful if me nets was ripped. Thrice I've patched this in just 1 month. Don't know about Toyland, don't you? Bunch of strangers? What bunch of strangers have you seen in these parts? Well, tell them, I don't want trouble. It's already too much. What can ail you? Fire hearts. Ooh. We're not afraid of them. Let's go fuck up those fire hearts. Come on. They're prowling the docks. They come after dark. They got a weird necklace that shines in the dark. Okay, that's kind of creepy. If I saw a crew of people... Uh-oh, there was a noise inside the house. Uh-oh, break down the door. Uh-oh. Oh shit, look at that! He's being assassinated! Just as the King Paladin expected. No time to lose. Catch the assassin. I will take care of the king and the prince. I suspect this dude killed the king. You know? Kenwar assassin. Take care of them. Careful, paladins. Alright, so some intrigue here, you know. The prince is still alive, so that little shit's probably going to inherit the kingdom. Oh, this is like a wider battlefield. Interesting. So we have Rolo here, Hale here, Assassin 1, 2, and 3 here. Let's swap these guys. I think this will be good. Ooh, that was a little spoopy. Very good, like, horror music here. Let's freely move over to the left here and just bop this guy. We want to bleed him, and then we want to weak spot him, and that should kill him at the end of his next turn. Curus, okay, 6. Let's do this. Shaken. All right, so let's move over here and apply Shaken, and hopefully he does not shake it off. And now let's poison this guy. Poison is always good. I love poison builds in games. And then we just punch him a few times. Alright, that should be the end of this round. We'll let them counter. Nice few slice and dices there. That was pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know. This seems like a... Oh, did he run away? I like what this game's doing. Obviously, like, there's a ton of typos and stuff. I don't know if it's English second language developers or just, you know, a little bit of polish needed on the script. You know, it's not that important while they're developing early on. Target gains 1 extra action point. Let's give it over here to my guy, Hale. And then... what does this do? I don't know what that did. I might have misunderstood that one. But otherwise, like, yeah, I mean, this is 6 health, so I just need to... Oh, he dodged! I didn't even know that was a thing. Alright, we can do 7 damage no matter where they are on the board, so we're just gonna whip them. And then we're going to apply this vulnerability here on him. And he dodged it, but he still got the vulnerability. That's interesting. We can go up here. We can't. We're like locked in. What is this? Immobilized. Interesting. So I can't do anything, so we're going to skip this round. Yeah. It's got stuff going on. Alright, so we need to go here, we need to go here. We can inflict bleed here for free. And then I could do 6 damage, that's probably correct. And then just bop him, bop him. Does he have anything Gain 9 armor, swap positions. Ooh, swap positions with an ally. Let's swap with him so he can finish the job. Yeah, I mean, the upgrades and the cards seem like they can get pretty complicated. It kind of reminds me of fights in tight spaces a little bit too, funnily enough, with like the pathing you're choosing, and then, you know, your characters can play off of each other. Pursuit, don't lose sight of the enemy. Okay. During a pursuit phase, you must catch up with your opponents within a limited time. Inspect quickly the various locations presented by hovering over the cards to find your enemy's one. Then run in its direction by clicking on the card. Be careful, decoys are sometimes hidden under certain cards, and any mistake will cost you precious seconds. So is this where we want to go? Okay. Weird. Okay, that's, I mean, okay, that was something. Kenwar the Kingslayer. Okay, so this is a boss. He had a whole title card and everything. Oh, this is like a narrow. I like how the map changes. You know, the play area changes depending on what the context is for the battle. Right now we're on like the docks, so it's nice and narrow. In the other one, it was like right outside the building, I think. So there was a little wider play space. That's fun. We're gonna swap these two guys and start here. We have the assassin, don't let her escape. Alright, so moves to an adjacent tile. Easy peasy, that's free. We're gonna do some bleeding here. He's got 35 armor, so that's quite a lot. We could heal, but that's probably not worth it at this point. Otherwise, let's get our other character up here, and we're gonna want to apply Shaken here. And I want a reminder, what does Shaken do? They have one less action point, right? That's a good one to use. So we can gain armor, we can deal 8 damage. It has to be adjacent, right? Yes, so this is adjacent, I think. Yes. Defensive posture, or restore 6 HP to a target. We don't need to do that right now, so let's just do this defensive posture, regain some of that armor. We're down to 4. And that's really the end of this round, I think. Wow. Oh, that's 11 damage, not 44. I thought that was 44. The Ancestral Guide my blade. She ain't fooling around. We gotta give it our all to take her down. Ancestral Grace. You can now use the ancestral sides of your skill cards. They trigger devastating effects capable of turning the tide of battle. To activate a card's ancestral face, first click on it to select it, then click on the description of the ancestral face. After using the ancestral side of the skill card, it is banned for the rest of combat. It does not join the discard pile and can no longer be drawn. Playing an ancestral face raises the ancestral influence gauge of the corresponding paladin. This gauge is permanent, but can be cleared at other times during the adventure. Okay. The ancestral influence gauge has 3 major thresholds. Reaching a new threshold grants a temporary power bonus to the paladin. Huh. Why would you want to clear it? It sounds like a good thing. Alright, so we can swap. Let's see. I need to get over there. So all allies on Eliza's line and herself move on an adjacent line. So recover 6 armor, swap places with an ally, adjacent ally, gain untouchable. So let's move up. Let's swap places with Hale here. And let's gain untouchable. Okay, so I can gain immortal. I don't need to do that though, no. So let's gain. Huh. Okay, so this would gain the maximum amount of armor. I think this is a bug as well. It's not showing the actual amount. which is kind of funny. But this is a free action, so let's just use the normal version. Gain some of that armor, and then attack normally. And then let's give an action point over to them. Hail. Let's move them over and let's blind them. So apply shaken to all other characters on the board. That's not really that good compared to just each adjacent character suffers blinded. I can't use it though for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, let's just stab them to death, I guess. Let's see what happens here. And then we need to wait for the next turn. Alright, so can we swap with an ally? Yes, so we have this reserve. So what I want to do is apply this poison. And then I'll swap positions. Swaps positions with an ally. Hail and this ally gain dodge. If possible, moves to an empty tile and cancels the next attack that targets them. Yeah, sure. Alright, we're gonna swap with, oh man, I can feel the power taking over me. I probably should have attacked once before I did that so that I used all my stuff, but I guess I can save it for a heal. Actually, I should probably heal. Restores 15 HP to the target and grants them power. Let's do this. Nice. Alright, and now we can inflicts bleed, vulnerability, and bleed. So let's do bloodletting. 21 damage and applies bleed. That's pretty strong. My wrath is about to drown you in blood. I love that for you. Yup, that's a good amount of hits. So let's do weak spot. Deals 16 damage to an adjacent enemy. If the target has bleed, it inflicts vulnerability and 5 additional damage. Sure, let's just use it all, you know? This is the assassin who stabbed my king. And then we can inflict bleed. It doesn't seem like we need to, so let's just stabby stab. And that blew the vulnerability. I mean, I guess it is free. I don't know if there's any reason to do this. Do they have... Okay, so they have bleed times 2, so it just increases the amount of turns they're bleeding for. That's fine. Shoulder charge pushes an adjacent target back 3 tiles. It'd be very funny if this pushed him off the map, like happened to my character. Okay, that did not happen. That was a one-time buff. Alright. So let's block here. This will prevent them from doing 11 damage. It should only limit it to like 2 damage this turn. So, alright, let's skip the round now. Hopefully everything's okay. Nice. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Kenwire. Victory. Alright, that girl had a relic. How? I thought only the royal family and paladins were authorized to carry one. Members of the mother houses too, and some nobles from minor houses. You are right, however. The fact that a simple cutthroat like her was using an illegal relic is strange and worrying. All the divine relics are linked to Azurter's crown. The king must wear it to feel when a relic is used anywhere. The king left it at the palace as a precaution. We should requisition this relic and get it back to the king urgently. We might still be able to do something. Alphonse, what happened? How did the king fare? Apologies, paladins, but Neptos II, son of Eclosium I, king and lord protector of the great realm of Madrid, has died. Were you able to apprehend the assassin? Yes, she died. What about the prince? With the alderman's wife, I kept them away, but his highness is inconsolable. He knows what happened. What kind of dagger is this you are holding, sir? I do not know. His Majesty had it in hand, yet I've never witnessed such a weapon. Would you show it to me? Let me in. What's happening? You're in my house. No, man, you can't. Oh, all father, don't tell me. Waves take me, husband. Wow, that's a good image. Father, we are sorry, Prince. All right. We need to leave the village. Where are we going? Uh-oh. The village is upset that the paladins are here. The alderman just was stabbed. Let's get the fuck out of here. Influence reply. In certain situations, if a paladin's ancestral influence gauge exceeds a certain threshold, he may lose his temper and deliver an influence reply. Influence replies can significantly change the course of the story, all the more so if ancestral influence gauge is high. When an influence reply is avoided because the paladin's ancestral influence gauge is low, a notification is played to indicate that the paladin has managed to keep his composure. Your entire village will die for your impudence. Oh shit. That was interesting. If you liked what you saw, it's a demo on Steam. Go ahead and download it. Give it a try. Very, I mean, I get the sense that there's, you know, a lot of different avenues that the story could go down. So if they did the work there to, you know, make your decisions actually matter, trademark, you know, then this could be a fun way to just, you know, have a replayable experience with the characters. And they seem fine. They, you know, they're archetypical, but you know, nothing wrong with that, right? All good stories made of the same cloth with just different patterns. So, Crown Gambit, download it on Steam, give it a try. It's a demo. Put it on your wish list if you want to see it when it's in a more fully functional state. As you saw, there were a few bugs going on, but yeah, otherwise, enjoyable experience. Thank you for staying on with me, and have a good one. Bye.